How about another round for Brewsday Tuesday? Here is DreZ and Huck.
I wasn't ready. I'm late. I'm late to the game.
My bottle fell off. The magnet didn't work on that one. It is Brewsday Tuesday. It is DreZ. It is Huck.
Oh, yeah.
And it is a stout day to be drinking beer.
A stout. I'm trying to do something here. I don't know what.
I don't know either. So sticking with the whole Starr Hill's double bass stouts series.
Double bass, if you don't know how to speak the King's English.
Whatever.
Myself.
Chipotle double chocolate stout is what you handed me. A same old 7.8. Are all of them 7.8?
Yeah, they're all the same.
All 7.8?
And mine's just the regular double bass, double chocolate stout.
There you go.
I got like the original version.
I will say over while we were playing the cream that peppermint stout, I got to try that. That's really good. That's like a 4.5 in my book.
So far, the best I've had.
It's one of the best stouts.
But they did have, I remember now, the other beer.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, it was a bourbon barrel aged one of these. And that wins.
Snap.
That's probably
that always,
four and three quarter.
That always wins, always. So Huck, I
Yeah.
saw you just the other day.
You did? What was I doing?
Over the weekend. It looked like you were making beer.
I was making beer.
I finally made it out to your little quote-unquote office.
Well,
and
Minnie Huck, who was with us last week at Thanksgiving, is graduating from graduate school at Radford University. Yay, Radford.
Congratulations.
So I'm making a beer for her party.
Which I plan to attend, and I certainly do plan to drink that beer. Are we going to be drinking that on the show, do you think?
Yeah, I can probably pour us out a little bit.
A little bit
that week.
Cool. All right, so you were, I know you were...
I'm also making another one.
Okay.
Making a triple. That's for Christmas.
Hell yeah.
We'll definitely drink that on the show.
Damn right. So, but what exactly process were you doing yesterday?
Well,
or was it
the way
Sunday
I make beer, and there's different ways to make beer, is I do what's called a partial mash infusion. And so what I do is I take some grains. I order them online from Austin Home Brewing Company. They're very good out of Austin, Texas, and they keep things weird. If you've ever been there, everything's weird. Yeah. But a friend of mine used to work there. He doesn't anymore. Now he runs a brewery. But in any case, they send you the stuff. You take this grain, you put it in a knit bag, and you bring it up to 155 degrees. Let it set for 45 minutes, and you rinse it off with some 170-degree water. Then you add malt, which is basically when they take barley and they make it kind of grow and they pull the sugars out of it, and it's like a really thick syrup. So you add malt to get to the alcohol content you with. The grain provides the flavor. Now, real brewing, or, a lot of people brew with malt. It's okay. But some people, instead of doing the malt, I put a whole bunch of the barley in there and heat it up and cook it. It takes all day. Well, I can do this in 3 hours, start to finish, including cleanup. So I put it in there, get that done, then I add water and malt to it, bring it to a boil, and boil it for an hour while adding different things, normally, hops.
I was looking for a shorter answer than that.
Okay.
Because we can get into the actual science when we're drinking the beer.
There you go.
But so
basically I boiled the beer, cooked it, cooled it, threw the yeast to it, and now it's over there going.
And now it just sits and bubbles for a couple weeks?
Thursday I'll pull it and put it into another container, and then I'll let it go for 2 weeks. And then, the party's on Saturday, so on Wednesday I'll throw the CO2. I keg everything. I don't bottle it.
Of course.
So I'll throw it in a keg, put the CO2 on it, and it takes about 3 days to come up to the right amount. And then I have a whole kit I take with me, so I can have up to 2 kegs in a food-grade Rubbermaid trash can with taps.
Sweet.
And they have Huck's Beer Buzz on them.
And it'll be a party.
It will be a party.
That it will.
So, yeah, that'll be cool. And then where did we go, DreZ?
I was going to say, well, what was so convenient is that your office is right there next to Sinklin Farms Brewery, which just opened up a couple weeks ago.
So now we have 2 breweries on the road, Huck's Nano Brewery and Sinklin Farms Brewery.
One of which you cannot go to because they do not have really any hours. But
no hours.
But no, Sinklin Farm was great, man. I hadn't been out there yet, and I mean, not only is it a great place for a brewery, but they had a great beer selection, and I think you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I mean, for me, I was thoroughly impressed with the quality of the beer that they had out there.
Yeah, the guy is from what they say, the Black's Burger.
Yeah, Black's Burger.
But I go out there. They do a pumpkin chunkin' every year, and I go out for that. Excuse me. Honaker, I believe, is the name of their pumpkin chunker. It throws a thing a half a mile. I mean, it's an awesome thing to behold.
Yeah, it's pretty badass.
And they have all little pony rides. Took the grandbaby, and she rode the ponies 6 times. And then you go out, you ride a wagon and get a pumpkin. I mean, they got all kinds of cool stuff there. They were doing weddings and stuff in this room where the brewery is. And I don't know if they're going to close it from time to time, but
I think that's where they'll have the receptions.
yeah, so it's like a block from my office. I mean, I could actually walk there.
You could totally walk there.
And so I may have to do that on the end of a hard work day. The guys at the office I rent from a construction company, they're always, hey, Huck, can we get some beer? I'm like, no, you guys are grody. You can't have any beer.
Walk there.
They listen to the show, too. They're going to hear this. So, no, I haven't made any beer till now. It's been almost a year.
Damn, overdue.
Yeah, it's time.
Well, I'm looking forward to trying that for sure. And speaking of trying, what do you think? Let's go ahead and untap these double bass badass stouts. By the way, Untapped is how we do like to rate our beers. It is a free beer app that you can download to your mobile device. And it's, you can rate beers. You can check them in different places. You can look up beers. You can friend people. Huck's Beer Buzz is his handle. DreZ Drinks is mine. Scale of 0.25 to 5 being the best. What are you thinking of your...
And you can also like a brewery on there. So if you wanted to like Starr Hill,
and then they keep you in the loop. And
keep
then
you in the loop
you
what
get,
they got.
You can get, little messages and alerts. And that's another good thing is you can look up where beers can be purchased.
Oddly enough, I'm drinking this beer, and I gave the peppermint, which I liked a lot, a 4. But this beer is like the root of all the evil. And I'm going to have to say this is a 4.25 because it's perfect.
If it wasn't for
I
that...
see why they added stuff to this.
If it wasn't for that beer, the other beers
Right.
wouldn't exist.
So they made this perfect beer, and then they added stuff to it. I get what they did.
Well, if it's a perfect beer, it should be a 5 then.
Well,
Huck.
no, it's not that perfect. It's a stout still.
So 4.25.
4.25, very smooth, very chocolatey, very double.
Solid rating for a stout. So obviously, the moral of the story here is that Starr Hill's they got their stout game
I'm pretty sure
on
you're
point.
not getting a 5 from me on a stout unless it's at least 10%.
That's true.
just
That's
gonna
the
say.
one thing that could make them a little bit better.
Just gonna say.
But you did say something about that. There was the bourbon one.
Yeah,
right?
the bourbon one.
That
That
was.
was. I think I gave it a 4.75.
Was that one up there? Do you remember what the ABV was?
It was a little higher, not a lot, maybe 1 or 2 points.
I got you. Well, I'll tell you what. Over here with the Chipotle double chocolate stout from the Double Bass. This is I mean, I don't know if I should dog on them for it not being more spicy because that probably isn't ideal for a stout. But I was just expecting a little bit more of a bite. It is very, very subtle. The whole little, I guess, Chipotle spiciness to it. I guess you could say.
Well, so is the peppermint, but yeah, I like heat.
I think the peppermint was way more prominent, and
you?
I liked
I haven't
it.
hit
I
that
thought
one
it was
yet.
really great. But this is still decent. I mean, it does have that little bite. You can really get it on the back end.
Yeah.
So if you're into that, it kind of gives your stout a little bit of a bite. Decent,
biting stout.
nothing amazing. Like I said, I'm not a stout person, so I'm just going to give this one a 3.5. But for sure, that peppermint I think is the winner of this batch, of this group, if you will. Of this, did you say that it comes in like a variety pack?
Yeah, there's a variety pack. All 4 of these, 3 of each.
There you go.
It's out now. Just came out.
There you go. So look for that in stores now.
Everywhere.
I don't know exactly what we're doing show-wise in the near future. I know we got Christmas beers coming up, but like you said, we were out at Sinkland Farms.
Yeah, we can talk to them.
And I think maybe Curtis might want to come in and hop on the show, maybe share some of the beers, and we could talk about that. So maybe we'll do that next week. Maybe we'll do something
We
else.
started that whole Christmas thing if we want.
Word on the street is we got Bouse Point perhaps coming in
Looking
soon.
at us, yeah.
So that could be cool.
I got a couple breweries that say they're sending me beers right now.
So they say.
They say. I never believe it till it arrives in the mail.
Believe
box.
it when I drink it.
That's right.
Either way, as always, Huck, I appreciate you coming in. You got to look up Huck's Beer Buzz. We do video of the show.
Yeah, check it up on YouTube.
You can hit up the YouTube channel and
Brewsday Tuesday.
watch us actually drinking the brews.
100 and some shows up there.
Has it really been? I guess so, man.
Well, 100. We do 2 shows. There's 2 videos for each show.
Yeah.
Except for the first 4 or 5.
And we're going on almost 2 full years.
Yeah, 47. Yeah, so there's right around 100 shows.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, 1 short. After this one, it'll be 100.
Look at you with your quick math.
I do math in my
Look
head.
at that big
in
brain.
my head.
Either way, Huck, as always, man, I appreciate you coming in. We'll take a quick break, and we'll get back to the tunes right after this on 105.3 The Bear. Stick around.